Hello and welcome to ETech. My name is Akshay and we are back with the new part of this tutorial series, that is C# tutorial for beginners, and today we will learn what is delegate in C#. So these are the contents we will be discussing in today's tutorial, that is delegate in C# as well as the advantages of using delegate in C#. Now first of all, delegate, it is a type safe function pointer that can invoke a method having same signature as that of delegate, and as well as it is a user definable reference type. Okay, so until now we have learned almost all the reference types as well as value types that are used in C#, and delegate is the last reference type that we will be learning in today's tutorial. So with delegates we are complete with the types in C#. Okay, so it is also a reference type as well as a user definable type. Okay, and if you guys are not aware about what is types in C# and what is reference type and value type, so please refer to the second part of this tutorial series, that is types in C#. And coming back to this video, okay, so it is a type safe function pointer that can invoke a method having same signature as that of a delegate. So now what does this mean? Let's just directly see into an action, and for that let's jump into Visual Studio. Okay, so just like creating class, interface, enum, we use keywords. So to create delegate as well we use keyword. Okay, so to use or to create delegate we use delegate keyword. Okay, so just like methods, delegate also have a return type as well as a name. Okay, so let me create one simple delegate, that is show message delegate. Okay, and the only difference between methods and delegate is that we don't have to provide a body for delegate. Okay, we just have to define them. But again question arises, where do we use delegate and why we use delegate? Okay, now why we use delegate we will come to that point later, but how we use delegate and where do we use them, so we will see that. Okay, now this is one class here. Okay, and let's just say we have one method, that is public void show message, and inside this method what I will do, I will just show simple message onto the console.writeLine hello. Okay, very simple method. And now if you guys notice, the signature of this method and the signature of this delegate are similar. Okay, let me show you. I will copy that here. Okay, so if you just left this delegate keyword, or if you just ignore this delegate keyword, so the return type of this method, that is this method, and this delegate are same. Okay, so basically a signature of this delegate and the signature of this method is same, and that's what mentioned in the definition of delegate on the slide. If you guys see here, it is a type safe function pointer that can invoke a method having same signature as that of a delegate. Okay, so this delegate can invoke this method only if this method having a same signature as that of a delegate. Okay, so now we have already declared this delegate here and we have a method with the same signature, and now what we will do, in a main method we will create instance of this delegate. Okay, so in order to invoke this method we have to create, means in order to invoke this method, that is this method, through this delegate we have to create instance of this delegate just like a class. Okay, so now what is the name of this delegate? That is show message delegate. So we have to create instance of that, something like this, sm is equals to, or let's say I will name that as a DL. Okay, so delegate is equals to new show message delegate. And now why this is throwing an error? Show message delegate does not contain a constructor that takes zero argument. Okay, so always to the constructor of this delegate we have to pass the name of the method which is having the same signature as that of this delegate. Okay, so this method is having same signature as of this delegate, so we can pass this method in the constructor of this delegate like this. Okay, now why this error? If you can see here, an object reference is required for the non-static field, method or a property. Okay, so we know this is an instance method, not a static method. So to use this method or to call this method also, we have to create an object of this class. Okay, so and we have learned that in a instance method and static methods in C#. If you guys not aware about this, so please go and check methods, static instance methods. Okay, in this C# in this very tutorial. Okay, so I have explained that. If you guys not understand, just please go and check that first. Okay, so in order to understand this better, because I will do, I will just make this as a static method so that we don't have to create an object of this class in order to use this method. Okay, so as soon as I have make that as a static, red squiggly goes away, that is error goes away. Okay, and now what I will do, I will use this del something like this, means this is nothing but I am invoking this delegate. Okay, so in order to invoke this method, we have to invoke this delegate something like this, or maybe something like this. We can call this invoke method on this delegate, something like this. Okay, if I run this now, okay, so this hello message is getting printed onto the console. If you guys can see, we have not called this method. Okay, we have only created the delegate and passed this method into the constructor of that delegate, and we have invoked that delegate. But by invoking that delegate, this method is getting invoked and this message is getting printed onto the console. And to show you that again, what I will do, I will just make a difference in this message here. Okay, so hello from, or maybe from program class. Okay, and I will run this again. Okay, so hello from program class. So this is how we use delegate, and this is where we use them. Okay, now similarly, instead of this invoke, I can do something like this as well. If I run this, okay, so same method, same message. Okay, but if I don't invoke this delegate, so in that case, let's see what happens. I will run this. Okay, so nothing is showing here. So in order to invoke the methods, we have to invoke this delegate explicitly. By creating only instance, it cannot be invoked implicitly or automatically. Okay, so we have to invoke that explicitly. Now you guys might be thinking that why we have to use delegate? Can't we just call this method and invoke that method? Something like this. If I do something like this, that is, I can directly call that method here. So simple, and only one line of a code. Okay, let me comment out that. And if I run this, so this will also work the same way. Okay, but why then we have to use the delegates? So now that is the part of advantages of using this delegate in C#. So let's just see that. I will just get rid of this. Now these are the advantages of using delegates in C#. First, they are type safe. Okay, so let's just see that. Now if I change the return type of this method something like this to a string, okay, and instead of showing that onto the console, I will return that. Okay, like this. But as soon as we do that, so it is throwing an error right there itself. That is at the compile time itself. Okay, so that is nothing but the type safe nature of the delegate. Okay, so what it says, string program.show message has the wrong return type. Okay, and as I have already told you, delegates points to the method of having the same signature as of delegate. Okay, so this delegate's return type is void, and we are passing the method to the constructor of this delegate that is having a string return type. Okay, so now that we cannot do, and that is the type safe nature of this delegate. Okay, so because of this, they are the type safe function pointer. Okay, so now if I make that as void again, and I will make that as it was before. Okay, now second advantage, that is it provides a flexibility and dynamicity in code. Okay, so how? We will see that. Now for that we will see a simple example here. Okay, let me just take that from here and I will paste that above here. Okay, let's just create another class here. Okay, class numbers. Okay, and let's just have one property here which will be of type int, and property name will be numbers only. Okay, so member cannot have a same name as of a class name. Okay, or maybe type name. So I will change that here only. I will make class name as a number only. Okay, so and we will just have one method here to find out the even numbers from the list of numbers. Okay, and for that let me make that as a list. So I will take that as a list of integer. Okay, and from this list of integers we will be passing into this method. So we have to find out that which numbers are even numbers. Okay, so something like that, even numbers. And for that we will take that as a parameter here. Okay, list of numbers. Now I will use for each here because we know we have that list and we have to loop through that list in order to find out each and every number, or if you want to check each and every number if it is a even number or not. Okay, so where n in number. Okay, not a big number, that is small number, that is this numbers. Okay, and we will check if that n modulus of 2 equals to 0, then this is a even number. Okay, so we know what this modulus sign do, that is it will check if this number is divided by 2 and the remainder is equals to 0. We know this modulus gives us the remainder. Okay, and that we have learned when we have learned operators in C#. Okay, so now if it is so, then we want to add that number to a particular list. Okay, so for that let's just take another property here, that is list of even numbers. Okay, like this, and we want to add that here, and I want to just remove that s. Okay, because we have a same method, or what we will do, I will keep that as it is and I will make that method name as calculate even numbers. Okay, okay, all right. And if it is so, if this number modulus of 2 equal to 0, this means this is a even number, then we want to add that into these even numbers, that is into this list. Okay, so even numbers dot add that number. Okay, and after checking each and every number from this list and adding that to this even numbers list, if it is a even number, then we want to show that even numbers list onto the console. And how we can do that, I will use another for each loop here, and where n in, I will make that as e. Okay, where e in even numbers. Okay, and I want to show that onto the console. Console dot write line even numbers, and I will use another console here, console dot write line and that number. Okay, which will be printed line by line onto the console. Okay, and now let's just create object of this class. If you want to use that methods and that is a member inside this class, we have to create the object of that class. Okay, and we know that, and I will get rid of this for now, and I will get rid of this as well. Okay, and I will comment this delegate for now. Okay, so for now we are just using this class. Okay, that is class number, and I will create an object of that class. Number obj is equals to new number. Okay, and I will call that list, that is numbers. I have to initialize that with some numbers. Okay, so I will add first of all 1 here. After that I will add 2 here, and let's just add only 3 number here. Okay, so we are not displaying all the numbers here. We just want to know how this delegate works. For that I am just taking this example, even numbers. We don't want to learn how even numbers are calculated. Okay, so now I will call that method here, that is calculate even numbers, and I will pass this obj.numbers here like this, and I will run this. Oh, so we are encountered with the exception here. Okay, so system.null reference exception. Okay, so that is why we don't have to actually take this property here. Okay, I will get rid of this property, and I will directly create one object, one list here, that is explicitly. So list of int, that is numbers, is equals to new list of int, like this. Okay, and I will make that n as a small n, and I will remove that. Okay, because we are directly creating that list here, and I will pass that number here. Okay, and I will run this. Yes, and similarly I don't take I will not take that property as well. We don't have to take that. Okay, so I will get rid of that as well, and I will explicitly create that property. Here only. Is equals to new list of int. Okay, and now it is good. I have to create that above this for each. Okay, so it will be in a scope of that for each as well. Okay, so here as well that was showing an error, so now it is good, and I will run this. Okay, so even numbers is equal to only 2. Okay, so only 2 is a even number, we know that. We have passed this 1 and this 2 and this 3 here, and we know out of this 3 number only 2 is a even number. And let me add one number as well, another number as well. Numbers dot add 4 here. Okay, and it should display 2 and 4 in the even number list. Okay, so 2 and 4, and again we don't have to take that in a for each loop. Instead we will take that outside, so that it will get printed only once. Okay, like this. Okay, so even number 2 and 4. Now it is good. This method is doing what it is expected to do, and there is no error, or there is no flaw in this code. Okay, but there is only one small flaw in this code, that this logic, that is to calculate even number, this logic is tightly coupled in this method. Okay, so tomorrow if somebody wants to use another logic, they cannot use that because this logic is used inside this method. Okay, so maybe now you guys might be thinking that what should be the other logic to calculate even number. Okay, but we are not talking about only calculating even number, about only particular this method, because there can be certain methods which can have different logics according to different companies, according to different users. Okay, so now, but now coming back to this method, even number also can be calculated like this also. Okay, so I can calculate even number like this as well, n by 2, and I will take that inside parenthesis and into 2 equals n. Okay, and if I run this, okay, so 2 and 4, this logic also works for the even numbers, and that can be the scenario if somebody wants to use this logic. So but now this logic is tightly coupled with this method, so that's where the delegates come in rescue, that's where the delegates come in the use. Okay, so now we have this delegate here, but we will make that delegate's return type as bool, and why I will show you that. If I make that as bool, and if you can see here, the condition inside this if, that will gonna return either false or true. We know whatever condition inside this if, that will return either true or false. Okay, so that's what the if conditions are used for. Okay, so we know this condition will either return true or false, so instead of using this condition right there, that is instead of tight coupling that logic here, what we can pass here, we can pass the delegate here, and to pass that we can take that as a parameter here. Okay, like this. Is even number, so we can pass that name here, and if this method returns true, then and then only this will be the even number. Okay, we will take another condition here, that is else let's just create another list here, and we will show odd numbers as well. Okay, and I will take that list and I will call that as odd numbers. Okay, and I will show that onto the console as well. Okay, and I will add that n here. Now we know we are calling this method here, but and this is throwing an error, and why? Because we have introduced one new parameter here, that is this bool is even number, that is a method name. Okay, so now we have to create one method here. We will create that public bool is even number like this, and we will take that list here as well, numbers, that is list of integer like this, and now on that list we will loop through something like this, where n in numbers and if this n modulus of 2 equals 0, then we will return true here, and if it is not, then we will return false. Okay. And yes, we have to take that outside that main method. Okay, we have taken that inside a main method by mistake. Okay, and I will make that as a static, so we don't have to create object of a class. Okay, and I will return true here. Okay, now we have to change something here as well. That is, we have to pass that method name here, and that method expects this list. Okay, and we are providing one list here. Okay, that is this numbers, so we will pass that here. And similarly, we have to make one change here as well. That is, this should be, and yes, we don't have to pass this list here. Basically, if you see, this will only check for one number. Okay, and not a list of numbers. Okay, and I will remove this for each loop from here. And if this number is modulus of 2 equal to 0, then we have to return that. Okay, now it is good. Okay, and we have to make change here as well. Okay, so here we are not passing method, that is this method directly. Instead we will pass delegate here. Okay, so that's why we are using delegate here. So now we have already declared this delegate here. We will take that outside that class. Okay, because delegate doesn't need to be defined inside any type. Okay, so it is first of all, it is already a one type, that is delegate already a one type. Okay, so now I will make that method name as is. Okay, so I will change that name as, and I will make that as is even number. Okay, and I will pass that here, and I will change that method name as even number. Okay, and I will create the instance of that delegate here. Okay, like this, del. I will make that name as del only, new is even number. Okay, and I will pass that delegate here. And we know in the constructor of this we have to pass the method name which is having the same signature. Okay, so now this method, that is even number, which is calculating the logic of that number, that it is a even number or not. So this method having the same signature as of this delegate here. Okay, so we will pass that method name here. Okay, so don't be confused in this, guys. I will explain that everything again to you. Okay, once I will done with this. Okay, and yes, we have to have the parameter in delegate as well. Okay, so the signature has to be completely same as of the method, or vice versa. Okay, so here it should also expect a number of type integer. Okay, so now as soon as I do that, this error will go away. Okay, and yes, so what it says, cannot convert from delegate to bool. Okay, so we have taken this bool as a return type here, but I wanted to show that this is not of a bool type, but this is a method, that this is a delegate. So this is nothing but a method we are passing into this another method. So that is also another advantage of delegate. Okay, so that is the third advantage, allows method to be passed as a parameter. Okay, and we were seeing that provides a flexibility and dynamicity in code, and it also covers the allow, and it also covers, that is this third advantage, that is allows a method to be passed as a parameter. Okay, so we are passing this is even number, but this is of type should be delegate. Okay, so this is our delegate, that is even number. So I will pass that here. That is, this is kind of a method we are passing into another method. Okay, I will make that small is. Okay, and in here we know that this is taking one parameter, that is integer. Okay, now it is good. Okay, so now I will run this first and I will explain you everything again, so don't worry about that. Okay, so same output it is giving, that is even numbers 2 and 4, but now this code is more loosely coupled than before, because that logic is not tightly coupled here. Okay, so if you can see here, we are passing that method as a parameter here. Okay, that is basically a delegate as a parameter we are passing to this if condition, and if this and that logic we have written inside another method, that is this even number, the reference of which is held by this delegate. Okay, so this is more loosely coupled system here. Okay, so now you guys might be thinking this is so much difficult and this is so much complicated thing, but once you guys know this delegate in more depth, so you will understand the power of delegate that using in the C#. Okay, so now instead of this number modulus 2 here, I can do something like this as well, that is n divided by 2, like this, and I will multiply that by 2, and if it is equal to n, we will return true here. Yes, that should not be n but number. Okay, and if I run that, output will be same. Okay, but only difference is now the logic is not directly coupled with this method. Okay, so instead of that we are using this method, and which is deciding the logic of calculating that even number, and we are defining that inside another class. Basically a user can have their own logic inside their class and can invoke delegate like this by passing that method name inside the delegate like this. And instead of having this code here, that is this method here, I will comment that we can have that directly inside here, something like this, that is n modulus of 2 equal 0, and if I run that, so the output is same. As well as if I want to make another, if I want to change that logic to something like this, n by 2 into 2 equal to n, and if I run that, so the output will be same. But now we are in a condition we are able to change that logic as we want to. Okay, we can change that logic as we want. Okay, and as per our requirement we can be able to change that logic here only, instead of changing that in here, and we cannot do that. Okay, so if we are using this method which is in another class which is provided to us, so we cannot change that logic. But if this class having this method written in such a way that we can be able to replace that logic, because this method is taking that method as a parameter, that is another method as a parameter, and we can define that in our class something like this, by using these delegates. Now this is nothing but a lambda expression. So if you guys not aware about lambda expressions, so don't worry about that. We will be discussing and we will be learning that in this tutorial series in our later videos. So don't worry about that. And this is nothing but an advantages of using delegates. So if you guys can see, they are type safe, provides flexibility and dynamicity in code, and allows method to be passed as a parameter. All these three types, all these three advantages we have just seen. Now this fourth advantage, that is provides a multicast delegate feature which allows to invoke more than one method. Now what is this advantage? Let's just see that. For that, let me get rid of all of this. Okay, so I will remove everything from here so that you guys will understand. I will take very simple example here. Okay, and I will take that same example that we have started with. Okay, that is show message. That is a simple delegate showing a message. Okay, let's just create that signature as void, and I will not take anything here, and I will change that name as show message delegate. Okay, and I will have one method here, public void, which will have a same signature as of this delegate. Okay, void show message 1, and I will explain you that why I am taking that name as a show message 1. Okay, so don't worry. Console dot write line hello from show message 1, and similarly I will create two another messages, that is two another methods. Okay, so I will name that as 2 and this as 3, and similarly a message also 2 here and 3 here. Okay, and now what this point says, provides a multicast delegate feature which allows to invoke more than one method. Okay, so this delegate can use the feature of multicast delegate, which can hold the reference of 1 or 2 or maybe more than 2-3 methods in it, and it can invoke every methods which is having same signature as that of delegate. Okay, so what I will do, I will create that instance of that delegate here, something like this, del is equals to new, or maybe what I will do, I will name that as del1 and new show message delegate, and I will pass that first method's name here, something like this. Yes, and again we have to make that as static because that is not a instance method. Okay, so as soon as I do that, that method goes away, and I will make that here as well and here as well. And similarly I will create two another instances like this, del2, del3, and I will pass here show message 2 and here show message 3, and again I will create one delegate here like this, but instead of this I will call this del1 plus del2 plus del3 here, something like this, and I will invoke that del4 here, and now if I run this, okay, so hello from show message 1, hello from show message 2, and hello from show message 3. So now this single delegate can be able to invoke more than 1 or 2 or 3 methods. So this is nothing but a multicast delegate feature of the delegates that we can use in C#. Now instead of this much code, what we can do, we can just create this single delegate, that is this single instance, something like this, and we can do something like this: del1 plus equals show message to del1 plus equals to show message 3, something like this, and we can invoke, and let's just make that as del only. So we will make that as simple as it possible. Okay, so del, and now I will invoke that and I will run that. So this will give us the same output as before. Okay, so giving the same output. So this way also we can invoke the multicast, that is multicast delegate, and we can invoke more than 2 methods using multicast delegate feature in C#. So these are nothing but the advantage, all the advantages that comes with delegates, that comes with delegate uses in C#. Okay, now let's just quickly see the summary. That is, delegates are type safe function pointer. I have shown you that delegates are used to make application loosely coupled. Okay, so these first 3 advantages, and for that the example I have shown you, that is even number example, that is more loosely coupled, as soon as we have passed that method as a parameter in that is a delegate as a parameter in that, so there is no tight coupled logic there. Okay, so that is how this delegate are used to make application loosely coupled. And what is third point? To invoke method from delegate, method has to be passed in the constructor of a delegate, and the delegate needs to be invoked. Okay, so in order to invoke this delegate, that method name should be passed here, and that delegate should be invoked something like this, and that's what mentioned here. And fourth point, that is multicast delegate can invoke more than one function having same signature as of delegate, and I have shown you that as well. So this is nothing but a delegates in C#, and why we use them, how we use them, and where we use them. Okay, so that's it for today, and we will meet in the next part of this tutorial series. Until then, subscribe to this channel if you have not already, and like, comment, share these videos with beginners. Okay, and we will meet in the next part of this tutorial series. So till then, stay tuned and thank you.